From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
The president says that a revolutionary change will be achieved according to the Saubhagya Dakma policy statement. 1,500 fully constructed roads with carpeting have been declared open. A test reveals that protection from 3 types of COVID vaccines has declined. Preparing of the budget of 2022 has been carried out with the cooperation of highest number of persons in history. Constructions in the Sandahiru Saya in the final stage.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with local stories. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa reiterates that the revolutionary change to provide a meal to the general public devoid of toxic materials will be definitely implemented. He has made these observations on the occasion of unveiling 1,500 projects of the program of completing development of 100,000 kilometers of roads with carpeting today. The development through carpeting of 100,000 kilometers of road is being implemented under the Vistas of Prosperity policy statement. Accordingly, 1,500 fully developed projects were declared open in different parts of the country today. Constructions of many projects now remain in the final stage. The main ceremony was conducted with the participation of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Mandauer Stadium in Veerakatiya. The ceremony has been named as Path-Breaking Revolution for Prosperity. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that they all have given promises which could have been fulfilled. He added that therefore they have not restricted the construction of roads to a mere promise at the elections. The roads are being elected for all to travel in freedom. If there was any revolution in the highway system in the country, it has occurred during the period of governments under their leadership. The Prime Minister further said that through the Saubhagya Dakma policy statement, they have given a pledge to the people on road development, giving prominence to the development of rural roads. He also said that although they have been confronted with many challenges due to the COVID pandemic, these challenges have been faced effectively. He further said that they are prepared to face any upcoming challenges as well. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that the people are yearning for a revolutionary change. He adds that in fulfilling the people's aspirations, they have to face many difficulties and obstructions. The president has further stated that they will act with dedication to overcome such challenges. He also said that Sri Lanka, like many other countries in the world, was compelled to face the COVID pandemic. Many plans have been implemented for the protection of the health of the people amidst massive challenges caused as a result of the pandemic. The president said that, however, he was able to fulfill the pledges as he promised. The president also said that he will safeguard the confidence placed on him by the people without any shortcoming. The tourism industry has collapsed as a result of the COVID pandemic. The number of direct and indirect job opportunities lost as a result of nearly 3 million. More than 150,000 persons were deprived of foreign employment opportunities. Impediments have arisen of the economic conditions from highest to the lowest entrepreneur. He added that despite these massive economic breakdowns, the development projects were carried forward continuously. Salaries have been paid to all government servants on the due dates. Measures have also been taken to pay back the foreign debts installments amounting to $4 million on schedule. The president further said that assistance have been provided for all COVID patient families and all those subjected to quarantine. A guaranteed price was forwarded to paddy. The president further said that he will never hesitate to create the changes needed for the generation of renewable sources of energy as well as a revolution through the application of organic fertilizer. Importation of 16 crops including green gram, cowpea, black gram and turmeric have been completely halted. The farmers today are enjoying the benefits of such action. The farmers are also receiving higher prices for their cinnamon and pepper produce. The president has reiterated that steps will be taken to reduce the income being earned by farmers and to protect the consumer. The president has therefore requested the entire farmer community to join hands to win the challenge of green agriculture upon realizing the current situation. He added that he is not hoping to create the change by causing harmful impact on the farmer or the rest of the population. The president has recalled that the youth have clamored for a change by drawing pictures and walls upon his assumption to the post of presidency. Another group have recommenced cultivations in abundant paddy fields. The president has invited all to come forward to make the necessary change with the confidence they placed on him.
State Minister Professor Channa says that the best solution for COVID control is the inoculation of the third dose and acting according to health guidelines. He was addressing a media briefing in Anuradhapura today. Outcome on research on vaccination, effectiveness of vaccinations and the safety being provided through such vaccinations was unveiled yesterday. Work has been carried out by world-famous US science magazine named Science. 800,000 persons who have been vaccinated in the United States of America have been used in the research. The researchers have focused attention on the safety of the three prominent vaccines used in America, namely Pfizer, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. The research has covered the period from March to September of this year. The inoculation of the booster vaccine to frontline health staff in the country is being continuously implemented. The booster vaccine was administered on health workers at the medical officer of the health office in Battaramulla. Meanwhile, vaccination programs are being conducted on school children on every Saturday. 29,341,737 persons have so far been inoculated under the inoculation program. The number of those who have received the first dose was 15,757,276. The number of those who have received both doses is 13,540,350. The number of those who have received the booster vaccine is 44,111. 482 COVID-19 infected patients have been detected in the island today. The number of those who are continuously receiving treatment is 15,742. 339 patients have been fully recovered today. Accordingly, the total number of fully recovered COVID-19 patients stands at 514,912. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 20 COVID-19 related deaths which have occurred yesterday. Out of this number, there were 14 fatalities of the age of 60 years and above. The remaining 6 fatalities were between the ages of 30 and 59 years.
And meanwhile, Dr. Ms. Malkanthi Galhena has clarified the harmful effects on the society as well as on the family due to certain individuals still not receiving the corona control vaccine.
The people who are not willing to take the vaccine need to know that they are at a very high risk of getting this COVID infection from your loved ones who have already got the vaccine completely. Because when we compare to the previous, before we had vaccines in this country, almost all the people who got infection had some sort of symptoms. So because of that, people were aware about the disease and they already taken measures to be away from your close relative after the noticing that symptoms from your very close relative. So because of that, you could have escaped from this disease due to the necessary measures taken. But now we have almost covered most of the people with the vaccines. But there are some people who are reluctant to get vaccines. Such people are at a higher risk of getting vaccine compared to the previous, because the people, your close family member who got fully vaccinated or a friend who got fully vaccinated will not get the full-blown symptoms of this disease, even sometimes no symptoms, but still the person who got complete vaccines can get the disease. So they get the disease but with no symptoms. But the person, if you are a person with no vaccines, you are not reluctant to associate your friend or the family member without knowing that he is having this infection because they don't get the symptoms due to this completed vaccine course. So compared to the previous, you are at a higher risk because you are not taking any measures. You keep, the continuously associating your friend or the family member. So you are getting the infection from such person, and you will get the serious, the stages of the infection, and even you will get lot of complications, so suffering and even to death. So please be mindful to have your vaccine course without any delay, because you are at a higher risk of getting infection compared to the previous.
And the severe weather conditions that affected most parts of Sri Lanka resulted in 5 deaths. According to the Disaster Management Centre, 4,364 people have been affected.
So meteorological department that they have issued a warning of the advisory for the heavy rain and strong winds for the inland and as well as the sea areas, especially the fishermen and fishing communities and all the naval communities has to be well vigilant with that prevailing situation. And wind speed could also be expecting more than 50 to 55 kilometers per hour. The area which has been identified from Putlam to Pothuil via Colombo, Galle and Hambantota. And those areas could be very rough at times, and naval and fishing communities has to be well vigilant with that adversaries. And all disaster management units been informed, and also the fisheries department and the naval communities already been informed by the disaster management center, and adversaries been they disseminated to the disaster management center units and all the stakeholders. And the 100 millimeter rain could also be expected in several places in western province, Sabaragamu, central, northwestern, and northern provinces as well, and also including the Galle and Matala districts. And the people has to be well vigilant with that situation. That will extend and continue from tomorrow onwards. In the next 24 hours could be also be expecting, and 7th, 8th and 9th dates also been included in that particular warning. And the NBRO that they have extended that warning up to tomorrow evening, and level 1 warning being issued in Badulla, Galle, Kandy and Kegol district, and people has to be well vigilant with that prevailing situation. And Matala district and level 2 warning already been issued since few days time, Ukuila in Rathot area. So people need to pay a lot of attention over the possibility of and the signs of the landslide. If signs been observed, they need to move from these locations as well. So as signs, we are always reminding to the communities slanting trees and electric poles, and maybe the cracks on the walls from the from bottom, and the muddy springs, sudden springs are appearing or disappearing. These signs could be observed by these communities. So if signs being observed, they need to move from these locations to the safe areas. All search and rescue teams and equipments and military and the police and all been standby with that prevalent situation with the information of the meteorological department, and all the technical agencies been connected with that so far.
In the meantime, the Colombo Businessmen's Association points out that protests and work stoppages could lead to the destabilization of the economy at the time when the entire country is striving to stand on its feet. And this fact has been clarified at a media briefing conducted by the association in Colombo today. Secretary of the Colombo Businessmen's Association, Chaminda Vidana Gamage, said that as a result of the global pandemic, there had been no business activity in the country for a period of nearly 2 years. Business has fallen 100% during the time of quarantine curfew. However, today the country has escaped from the pandemic to some extent and reopening activities as usual. He said that as entrepreneurs, they always try to do something new and develop it through their efforts. He added that as businessmen, they had never agitated to win their rights. In the meantime, cultivating the Udagama Mahavelyaya in Vala La Vita Kaluthara has commenced yesterday, utilizing organic fertilizers. Accordingly, 10 acres of land will come under paddy cultivation on this occasion. Organic manure manufactured by the Vala La Vita Pradesha Sabha were distributed among farmers. The farmers were also given agricultural equipment. The Provincial Agricultural Extension Office is extending technological assistance in the cultivation activities. Cultivations in the Valava zone of the Mahaveli Authority have also commenced today with the utilization of organic fertilizers. Farming activities are taking place at the Chandrika Vava division. Farmer Valalgoda Veerasurya of Rambukana has set an example to the entire country by reaping a successful harvest from about 8 acres of land using organic fertilizer. Well-grown plants of turmeric, pepper, ginger, bananas, aloe vera and indigenous herbal plants could be seen in Mr. Veerasurya's home garden. He has adorned the entranceway to his home with rows of turmeric and ginger plants instead of flower fences. In the meantime, the assistance of the highest number of groups and institutions in the entire history of the preparation of budgets has been obtained in the finalizing of the budget of 2022. A special feature has been the presentation of opinions and suggestions by the largest number of institutions, organizations and individuals in the preparation of next year's budget under the direction of Minister of Finance Basil Rajapaksa and the direct intervention of the Ministry of Finance. The intention of the Minister of Finance has been on the drafting of a vibrant budget which could pave the way for the building of a strong economic foundation to overcome the challenges at a time when the national and international economies are facing immense obstructions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A group comprising of 102 institutions and individuals have contributed on the preparation of the budget. They included ministers, parliamentarians, ministry secretaries and other high-ranking officials, leaders of numerous political parties, district political authority, trade unions, business professionals, including importers and youth organizations. Those who represent the fields of tea, coconut, garments, vegetable, fruits and fish industrialists, information technology, livestock, gem and jewelry professionals have extended their contributions for budget preparation.
And meanwhile, the constructions in the Sandahirusaya in Anuradhapura are now in the final stage. The present government, following the noble tradition, has decided to construct the Sandahirusaya to commemorate the heroic personnel. It was then President and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa who had given leadership and secured victory in the war against terrorism. The Prime Minister has also taken to the initiative to build the Sandahirusaya and laid the foundation stone in this connection under the 22nd of November 2010. The sacred relics had been deposited in Bahasaya on the 22nd of November. The Sandahirusaya will be recorded in history as the largest stupa to be constructed in Anuradhapura since the construction of the Jetavanarama in the ancient Anuradhapura kingdom by King Mahasen in the year 3003 AD. The height of the bubble-shaped Sandahirusaya is 282 feet and 6 inches. Its circumference of 800 feet. The relics of the Lord Gautama Buddha and Arahat Bhikkhus are enshrined in this sacred chaitya. More than 25 million bricks of special quality have been used in the construction of the Dagaba. More than 75,000 bags of cement and 15,000 cubes of Sandahirusaya also been used in the construction. The army further said that 16 million kilos of lime had also been used. The height of the Chudamaniki of the pinnacle to be worn to the uppermost structure is 3 feet 6 inches. 1,895 gemstones in addition to gold and pearls had been used in the creation of the Chudamaniki. The pinnacle has been devised by melting the brass scarring of the munitions used by Sri Lankan Artillery Regiment. A special feature has been the construction of the Chaitya, reminiscing the themes of the ancient kings.
1,500 completed roads under the island-wide program to develop 100,000 kilometers of rural roads with carpeting have been invested with the general public today. A 1.2-kilometer road in the Kasbah electorate was fully developed with carpeting at a cost of 20 million rupees. Minister Gamini Lokuge has presided over the ceremony to declare open the road. The 3-kilometer Jayagampura road in the Mathiragiri Divisional Secretariat Division and the 2-kilometer Katu Kaliyava road in the Hinguragoda Divisional Secretariat Division have been developed with carpeting at a cost of 126 million rupees. State Minister Siripala Gamlath and Polonnaruwa District Development Committee Chairman Parliamentarian Amarakirthi Athakorala were also present at the openings of the roadways. A 2-kilometer Ambultenia road in Gilimale, Ratnapura has also been carpeted and developed. It was vested with the people by Parliamentarian W.D.J. Senavi Ratna. The cost of construction amounted to 31 million rupees.
Measures have been taken to withdraw the condition imposed on purchasing several items in order to buy essential items from the Santosa. Trade Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that the removal of this condition has come into effect from today. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that they have requested to purchase 5 types of consumer items in addition when they purchase essential items such as rice and sugar. The minister said that what they have expected through this measure was to eliminate any frauds that may have arisen as a result of Santosa providing different types of items at lower prices. He added that, however, the Santosa consumers are able to purchase any type of items without any conditions as from today. They are able to purchase 15 types of goods at a price of less than 1,000 rupees. However, the number of items to be provided to a consumer has been revised temporarily. Accordingly, each consumer is entitled to receive 3 kilos of kakolo rice, 3 kilos of nadu rice, 2 kilos of white sugar and 3 kilos of brown sugar.
State Minister of Educational Reform Susil Premajan says that the government is prepared to minimize the burden placed on students through a new educational reform based on skills. He points out that the world's advanced educational strategies give prominence on skills-based facts in educational reforms. The State Minister has made these remarks at a media briefing held yesterday to enlighten on the objectives of the SESIP project or the program to upgrade the secondary educational sector. The project is to be implemented through the cooperation of educationalists of the Helsinki University in Finland.
Welcome back, and now it's your sports update. The Sri Lankan cricket team, which has participated in the T20 World Cup cricket tournament, returned to the island at dawn today. Captain of the team, Dashun Sanaka, had stated that they are satisfied with the performance of the youth cricketers. The Sri Lankan cricket team has competed in 3 matches in the qualifying rounds of the World Cup tournament. Sri Lanka has been able to defeat the teams of Namibia, Ireland and Netherlands. They have entered the round of 12 Super teams as an unbeatable team. In the first match of Super 12 round against Bangladesh, Sri Lanka has beaten Bangladesh by 5 wickets. Subsequently, the team went down before the Australian, South African and England teams, giving a stiff completion. The Sri Lankan cricketers in their final match of the tournament beat the West Indies team convincingly by 20 runs. By the time the team has ended their performance in the tournament, Sri Lanka batsman Charita Solanka has become the highest scorer in the World Cup tournament, securing 231 runs. The second place in the list has been taken by another Sri Lankan batsman, Pathum Nishanka. All-rounder Vanidu Hasaranga was placed as the best bowler in the tournament. He took 16 wickets, setting up the record of a highest wicket taker in a T20 cricket tournament. Hasaranga continues to remain in the forefront according to the rankings of the T20 series. A special feature has been of his hat-trick against the South African team. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Have a pleasant night.